Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Susie from Susie's Room for Crochet and I'm here today with another tutorial for you. So today I'm going to show you how to crochet a hexi cardigan. So a hexi cardigan is made out of a hexagon shape and folded into one half of cardigan, and you make two of these pieces and then join them together. But I will take you through the whole process step by step. And I'm going to be using this lovely snowball yarn by Emu. It's a mixture of wool and acrylic, and it's fairly thin, so I'd say it's probably like a 4-ply yarn. But I'm going to be using a 5mm size crochet hook because I want to get a lot of like flexibility and drape in the cardigan. So to get started, you can use whatever yarn and hook size that's appropriate for the yarn that you want to use, but I'm going to be using this. And to get started, we're going to start with a slip knot. You can do that however you prefer. And then we're going to chain 5. So 1, 2, sorry, that's 1. Let's start again. There's my slip knot. We're going to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to join to the first chain by inserting our hook and doing a slip stitch. And now we've got a little ring to work through. So to start off, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to place 3 double crochets into the center of this circle. So yarn over, insert your hook into the circle, grab the yarn and pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then we're going to do another one of those. So we have 3, this first chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. So we have 3 double crochets. Now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and place another 3 double crochets into the circle. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2 again, and another 3 double crochets into the center of the circle. I'm talking in US terms, by the way. In the UK, these would be treble crochets. Chain 2, 1, 2, another 3 double crochets into the center of the circle. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to keep doing this until we've got 6 sets of 3. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We need another 4 separated by a chain 2, of course. 1, 2, 3, and then chain 2 again. And for your last set of 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll chain 2 and we will join to the top of this chain 3 with a slip stitch. That's my slip stitch. And then we really need to be working into each of these chain 2 spaces. So what we're going to do is, to get to the chain 2 space, we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch, slip stitch into the next stitch, and slip stitch into the chain 2 space. That brings us into the space. So each of these chain 2 spaces are now going to become a corner. So we're going to chain 3 and put another 2 double crochets into that space for a total of 3. Then chain 2 and put another 3 double crochets into that chain 2 space. That's our first corner. Now we're going to skip over these 3 double crochets and go into the next chain 2 space and place 3 double crochets, a chain 2 and 3 double crochets. That's 3 double crochets, a chain 2 and 3 double crochets. 1, 2 and 3. That's our second one, and then we're going to do that again in the next 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, exactly what you've done here. And when you've finished doing your 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets, I will meet you back here to show you what we're going to do next. Okay, that's my last double crochet. We're then going to, like we did on the previous round, slip stitch into the top of that first chain 3 and then slip stitch into the next stitch and into the corner space so that you're back in this corner. Now, these corners will always have 3 double crochets, a chain 2 and 3 double crochets, but now these are the corners. You will have sides as well. So in the corner space, to start off with chain 3 and do another 2 double crochets for a total of 3. Then we chain 2 and place another 3 double crochets into that corner space. And then we come to one of the side spaces. So you've got your other corner space here. This is the side space. So in the side spaces, you just put 3 double crochets. And then we move to the next corner space and you'll place 3 double crochets, a chain 2 and 3 double crochets. Please pause the video if I'm going a little bit too fast, but it's quite a lot to show you for the Hexi cardigan. I don't want to make the video too long for you, but I will timestamp it so that you know exactly where you're going to have to be for each row and what you have to do. So that's another corner space. Now we're in a side, so we put 3 double crochets in. And as you work your way around for each round, you will have more side spaces and you'll still have your 6 corner spaces. So now we're in another corner. We do 3 double crochets, a chain 2 and 3 double crochets. And then we're back in a side space. So work your way around like this, doing your 3 double crochets, chain 3 and 3 double crochets in the corner space, and in the side space just 3 double crochets. And I'll meet you back when I get round to show you how we're going to start our next round. Just doing my last 3 double crochets of my final side of my hexagon, and then we're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3, slip stitch into the next stitch and then into the corner space. So we're back in the corner now. And if you're struggling to remember where your corners are as you're going around, you might just want to put a little stitch marker in the corner so you know where you are. So now I'm going to start you off again and show you. We're doing exactly the same thing, except now we've got 2 sides before the next corner. So I'll just show you, start you off on this round, and then on the next round I'm going to show you how to change colour. So we start off with a chain 3 and 2 double crochets for a total of 3. That first chain 3 will always count as your first double crochet. Chain 2 and 3 double crochets. Oh, I'm getting into a muddle here. 2, 3, 3 double crochets, a chain 2 and 3 double crochets. And now we have 2 side spaces here, so we put 3 double crochets in the side spaces, 1, 2 and 3, and then jump into the next side space and put 3 double crochets in, and then we're back at another corner space, so it would be 3 double crochets, a chain 3 and 3 double crochets. Some people like to change colour on every row, or every 2 rows, or make their cardigan out of multiple colours, or even like scrappy yarn, or like leftover bits of yarn. The choice is yours entirely. Right, we've got 2 sides here, so 3 double crochets, I'm not really loving this yarn, it's so thin. But it looks nice. Okay, we're back at the next corner now, so it's 3 double crochets, a chain 2 and 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets, and then you've got your side spaces that you'll do your 3 in each, and then your corner spaces, 3 double crochets, a chain 2 and 3 double crochets, always in the corner. So work your way around, and I'll show you how to finish up this round and start the next round by changing colour. So I'll meet you back very soon. Okay, I'm doing my last 3 double crochets here in the side space. On your next round you will have 3 side spaces, and then we're going to join to the top of the chain 3, the first chain 3 that we did, slip stitch into the next stitch, the next one, and your corner, and that brings you to the corner space. And you can see already you've got like a nice little hexagon shape. Just going to grab my scissors, and what we're going to do is we're going to change colour now, so just do a little chain 1, pull the yarn up and snip, and we're going to join our new colour. So I'm contrasting mine with the same kind of yarn but in pink, and I'm going to go to the opposite side because it just balances the shape really well. Just insert your hook, grab the yarn and pull that through, and I just tie it on for security, but you can join it however you want really. And then insert your hook into that space, grab the yarn and pull up a loop to get your yarn back on the hook, and chain 3, 1, 2, 3. That counts as your first double crochet. We're going to put another 2 double crochets in for a total of 3, just like you've been doing previously, and chain 2 and put another 3 double crochets in, 1, 2 and 3. And then you've got your side spaces, so now you've got 1, 2, 3 side spaces to put just 3 double crochets into each one of them, 1, 2 and 3. Just get that bit of yarn out of the way, we'll have to sew them in later. Jump into your next side space and put in 3 double crochets in, 1, 2 and 3, and then the next one, 1, 2, 3, and then you're back at a corner space, so it's 3 double crochets, a chain 3 and 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets, chain 3, sorry, chain 2 and 3. I'm getting confused with my threes. So yeah, chain 2 and 3 double crochets. So work your way around like this, doing your sets of 3 double crochets in the side spaces and in the corner spaces, 3 double crochets, a chain 2 and 3 double crochets. And I'll meet you back round here just to show you one more time how to finish up, and then I think you'll be able to follow this pattern to get your side however big you need it to be for your size, and I'll show you what we're going to do next. Okay, I've worked my way all the way around. I've done my last 3 double crochets into the side space, and now I'm going to insert my hook into the top of that chain 3 and slip stitch into the next stitch, and then into the chain 2 space. And I'm just doing 1 row of a change of colour, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. I'm going to do 4 and 1, 4 and 1 for my cardigan. But if you want to carry on in the same colour to what you've changed to, don't cut your yarn here. Just carry on like what we've been doing, like chaining 3, doing another 2 double crochets for a total of 3, and you'll chain 2 and another 2. So work your corners exactly how you've been working them if you're not changing colour. If you are, just do a slip stitch, draw your yarn up and cut. And I'm going to show you one more time how to reattach the yarn, but I just want to show you when you fold the cardigan, this is the kind of shape you get. So this is the arm and this is the body. So you have to work as many rounds as you need for your size, what you want your cardigan to be. These cardigans, some people like them fitted, some people like them baggy, some people like them long, some people like them short. It's all personal preference. So carry on working your rounds. I'm going to show you one more time just how to rejoin your colour, and then you can just continue on and keep on working your rounds until you get your size to what you want yours to be. And when I've got mine to what I want mine to be, I will be back to show you how we're going to work. We have to work a little few extra rows down one side, so you've got a bit of like neck space for the back. So I'm almost coming up to my last cluster of my final round. It's my last cluster. Then I'm going to join, slip stitch to the top of that chain 3, then into the next chain, and then into the corner space with slip stitches. Now I've finished my final round. This is going to be big enough for me. And then what we're going to do is down this side, we're going to just do 2 rows of like granny stitch to make a bit of space for the neck. So you're not going to go all the way around, we're just going to go up and down twice, and then I'm going to join with the pink colour. So what I've done for my colour sequence is 4 rows of the blue and 1 row of the pink, but you can stop wherever you want to stop for yours, or if you're following me with the same kind of sequence of 4 and 1, this is what we're going to do next. So we're going to chain 3 as we would in the corner, and then we're going to put another 2 double crochets in there for a total of 3. That first chain 3 counts as our first double crochet, and where we would normally do a chain 2 and another 3 double crochets into the corner space, we're not going to do that. we're going to move to the next space with 3 double crochets. And this is what we're going to do all the way along. We're going to put 3 double crochets into each space, just as you were before, except we're not making a corner space, we're making a little bit of a wider edge so that we've got space for the neck. So if you carry on working your way along this side, and I will meet you back just before I get to the end here. So I will see you in a bit. Okay, I've crocheted all the way along and I've come to the end corner space. So like we did in the beginning, we put just 3 double crochets in there. We're going to do the same thing again. So that's 1, 2, 3, and we're not going to chain 2 and put any more in. What we're going to do is chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn our work, and that chain 3 counts as a double crochet. So we're just leaving 1 double crochet in that space, and we're going to move to this next space here and put 3 double crochets in there. 1, 2, 3. So on this round we've got 1 double crochet, and then we're going to carry on along putting our 3 double crochets into each space all the way along, like we did on the other side. So if you work your way along, all the way along again, and I will meet you back just before we come to the end of this row to show you how we're going to finish this second row. Okay, I've come to the last space before the end of my row. I'm going to put my 3 double crochets in there. 1, 2, 3, and we have no more spaces now, but what we're going to do is finish up with putting 1 double crochet into the top of that first chain 3 that we did. So just 1 double crochet, and that finishes that row. So I think for me, I'm going to do 5 rows altogether, so 2 on this side, 2 on the other half, and 1 to join. So what I'm going to do is just do a slip stitch here, draw my yarn up and snip here, and then we can fold it into our cardigan shape. So that's the back, that's the back. So we fold it like this, and that is 1/2 of our cardigan. I don't know if you can see that. I'm trying to get it all in to the picture. That's 1/2 of our cardigan with this extra little bit down the back to create some space for our neck. Now all you have to do is go off and make a second half like this, and then when you've done, just come back and I will show you how to join the 2 pieces together. Okay, I'm back here. I have both my panels lined up, and now what we're going to do is join the 2 panels together with like the backs of the cardigan facing you on the right side. And depending on how you ended, like how many rows extra you did, you will either have a double crochet or you might have a cluster of 3. If you have a cluster of 3, you would join into the first double crochet of your cluster. But as for me, I've got a double crochet on both ends. What we're going to do is just join with those 2 stitches first. So if you make a slip knot, and then insert your hook into the top of that first double crochet. Sorry, I don't know if you saw that on camera. Insert your hook into the top of that first double crochet and just do a slip stitch and chain 3. And then on the opposite side, if you find the top of your double crochet on the opposite side and just slip stitch to join. And then what we're going to do is in the next stitch here, we're going to place a double crochet and on the opposite side insert your hook into the top of the first double crochet and slip stitch, and come back here to your second double crochet of this cluster of 3, double crochet, find the second double crochet on the opposite side and slip stitch, and then a double crochet into the third double crochet. And we're just doing this, insert your hook into the third and slip stitch. We're just doing this for the first double crochet clusters on each side, just so that it makes it more secure. And then what we're going to do is put 3 double crochets into this space. That's 1, 2 and 3, and then find the space on the opposite side and slip stitch. Then come back to the next space and put your 3 double crochets in. 1, 2 and 3. And then on the opposite side, find the next space and slip stitch. And what it does is give you this kind of a look. You will have these little gaps in between, but that's okay. And if you don't want these little gaps, you can just do all the stitches like we started off, but it's not really necessary. I think this is good enough. So this is how we're going to work our way along. Double crochet, 3 double crochets into the space in between your clusters, 1, 2, 3, and find the opposite space and slip stitch. 3 double crochets into the space, next space, and then find the opposite space and slip stitch. So work your way along, and then when we come to the almost to the top, I will meet you back to show you how we're going to end this row. We will end it like we began it, but if you meet me back just before we get to the end, I will show you how we're going to finish off. Okay, I'm coming up to the end now. I'm doing my last cluster of 3. 1, 2, 3, and then finding my last space to slip stitch through, and then these 3 double crochets we're going to double crochet and slip stitch into the opposite stitch, the opposite first double crochet, and then again into the second double crochet and find the second double crochet on the opposite side. For a second, I don't know if I went into the first one there. Okay, so double crochet and then go into the first double crochet on the opposite side. Make sure I've got my 2 loops. This yarn I'm using is terrible if you make a mistake to undo it. Okay. Oh my goodness. There we are. Then double crochet into the second double crochet and slip stitch into the second double crochet on the opposite side, then double crochet into the third, slip stitch into the third on the opposite side, and then finally double crochet into this first double crochet that we did of this round and into the top of the double crochet on the opposite side. A bit fiddly, I've got this tail in my way as well. Okay, going into the stitch and slip stitch, there we are. And this is how your work should look joined. Should have a nice light seam, and then to finish off just do a chain one and pull your yarn through. And now we've got our work joined, we have to now turn our work round, and we're next going to join the sleeves and the armholes. But here we are. So what I'll do is I'll just get my work into place and I will meet you back to show you how we're going to join the shoulder seams. Okay, I'm back. I have my work folded on the wrong side, as you can see. So once you finish seaming your two panels together, turn your work so that the right sides are facing and the wrong sides are on the outside of your cardigan. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to seam the sleeves, but what we're going to do is leave a small space here of about 2 inches that we're not going to sew, so that you've got space for the neck. And what you're going to do is grab a length of yarn and just yarn your needle. I'm joining this together by sewing it, but you can single crochet it if you want to. I just prefer to sew it using an overstitch. So let's get the two corners together, and this first stitch was a double crochet. So just take the front loop, I'm not sure if you can see what I'm doing, take the front loop of this stitch and the back loop of the top of that chain 3 and just insert your needle through it. Then just go through it again. And what I like to do is just tie it as well, and that will keep it nice and secure. And then what we're going to do is, you see these V's on the top of your back and front panel, you're going to take the front loop of the first double crochet in that cluster of 3 and the back loop of that corresponding stitch at the back and just overstitch. Then go into the second stitch, front and back loops, and the third stitch of that cluster, front and back loops. And that's all you're going to do into each and every stitch all the way along until you're possibly, I'm going to leave out 1, 2, 3 clusters and finish in that cluster there. So just keep match your 3 double crochets to each cluster to your 3 double crochets in the back panel. So go through the front loop and the back loop, front loop and the back loop, front loop and the back loop, and just keep working your way along like this, taking the front loop and the back loop of the opposite stitch. And I will be back when I'm almost to the end of my first panel to show you how we're going to finish up. Okay, so I'm coming up to my last stitch here, front loop and back loop. So that's the last cluster, and I'm leaving 1, 2, 3 clusters. So I'm just going to finish up doing a little loop in this stitch, and my needle's come undone. Just 1 second. Just do a little knot and then just go into a few stitches one way and back the other way, and then you can just snip your yarn, and that's that side joined. And then once you've joined this side, you're going to go ahead and join the other side. I've already done my other side, so what I'm going to do now is turn my work back onto the right side, and then because the arms are a little bit too short, what we're going to do is, you might like yours short, in which case just leave yours, but what we will do is join our yarn to the cardigan, and what we'll do is just do a few rows of granny stitch. Now I want to leave my arms looser, but if you want to bring yours in and put some ribbing on, that's absolutely fine. I don't have a tutorial for that at the moment, but I can make one for you if that's what you'd like to see. Just leave me a message in the comments below. And I'm going to start like underneath the arm and just pick a cluster and go into any cluster with a double crochet on your hook, and just do a slip knot and chain 2, and then put another 2 double crochets into that space. Move to the next space, 3 double crochets into that space. I hope the lighting's all right, because it is really a bit dark at the moment, and I don't know if the lighting's very good in this room with no daylight. I hope you can see what I'm doing. So we're basically just doing what we did making our cardigan, but we're just going to place 3 double crochets into every space, working your way around the sleeve, and when you're almost all the way around, I will meet you back to show you how we're going to finish the round and start the next one. So I'm kind of like halfway round, and I thought I'd just jump back here and show you what to do when you actually come to where you've seen the shoulder. So you have a space here, place 3 double crochets into that space, and then ignoring this, we're going to jump into that space there with 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets, and then just carry on working your granny pattern, like 3 double crochets into each space until you get to the end of this round, and I will be back to show you what we're going to do. Okay, I'm coming up to my last cluster here now. I'm going to place my 3 double crochets into that space, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to join to the top of this first double crochet that we did at the beginning of this row, and then slip stitch into the next stitch and into the space, and then we'll start again going round with a chain 3, another 2 double crochets for a total of 3, then move on to the next space. And this is how you're going to work your way around and round for as many rows as you need for the length of your sleeve of your cardigan. I'm not going to do any decreasing on my cardigan, because I've made another hexi cardigan in the past where I cuffed it, but this one I want it to be like the sleeves just be baggy, so I'm just going to work my way around till I get to the length of what I want my sleeve to be, and then I will meet you back here when I've reached my sleeve length. Remember to keep your work in sequence of what you've been doing colour wise. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 rows in green, and I've got 4 rows here, which means I'll switch colour to pink on my next round. But keep going, and I will meet you back here when I've got my sleeve to the length of what I want mine to be. And then all you have to do is join and do the other side exactly like you do this side, how I showed you how to start. And then I'll be back to show you how we're going to add a few more rounds around our cardigan to finish it off. So I will see you back here soon. Okay, I'm back. I've got my sleeves done on both sides completed, and I have my work on the right side now. It's definitely starting to look like a little cardigan. I stopped here for my sleeves, but I'm not sure if I'll add a few more rows. I'm just gonna wait till I finish the rest of it and try it on and see if I want the sleeves a little bit longer. But I definitely want to add a little bit more length to mine because it is a bit short. So if you want to keep yours the length it is, that's fine. But if you want to add some length to yours, I'm just going to turn my work the other way around. And I think, where are we? Starting in this, I'm in a right muddle here, trying to get it all in camera focus. Okay, so I've got my work facing sideways, and what we're going to do is, starting in the corner here, we're going to add a little, actually we're going to start on the opposite side. I'm going to add some length along the bottom, keeping it in the same stitch, but I'm going to use my contrasting colour. So to add some length to yours, you want to have the bottom of your work on the right side with the right hand corner to start to work in, and start with a slip knot. Insert your hook into that corner and pull the yarn through and do a chain 3, sorry, which counts as a first double crochet, and then add another 2 double crochets for your first cluster of 3. So that will be your first cluster of 3. And then what we're going to do is just put our clusters of 3 double crochets into each space all the way along. That's 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3. Next space, 3 double crochets. And this is how it should be looking. So if you continue along, all the way along, and when we get to the centre here where we joined the granny square, I'll meet you back just before we get there, just to show you how to work across that part of the cardigan. So I'll meet you back here soon. Okay, I'm coming up to almost the join now, so I'm putting my 3 double crochets into this space here, and then we'll skip that one because we'll count that as a cluster and go into the next space here. And then that takes us over to the next cluster. So the one we missed, we would just count that as a cluster opposed to a chain 3, and that just makes the spaces across the bottom there even. And now you can just work your way along with your 3 double crochets into each space until you get to the end of this row, and then I will meet you back here to show you how we're going to turn and work the next row. Okay, I've come to the last corner space here, so I'm going to put my 3 double crochets in there. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to turn our work, and just like we did for the extra back panels, we will just chain 3, which will count as a double crochet, and then we'll move to the next space here and place our 3 cluster of 3 double crochets in, and you'll just work your way all the way along, placing 3 double crochets in each space. And in the last stitch, just 1 second and I'll show you. In the last stitch, when you get to the end, you'll do your double crochet, 3 double crochets in there, and in the very last stitch you'll just do a chain 3, and then when you turn your work, you'll work 3 double crochets into the next space. So every other row will be, you'll start with a double crochet and chain into the space, and on the next row you'll just put 3 double crochets into the space like you did here. And if you just continue on working as many rows as you need for the length of your cardigan. I'm not sure how many I'm going to do for mine, but once I get the length that I want mine to be, I will meet you back here. And then what we're going to do is crochet a few rows all the way around the cardigan, just to kind of finish it off. And I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet, but I'll meet you back after you have enough rows on the bottom, and then we'll move to the next bit. So I'll meet you back here soon. Okay, I'm coming to the end of my row now, and I'm going to yarn over and insert my hook into the top of that first double crochet, and make sure you get 2 loops on the hook, otherwise you will get a hole. So I've got 2 loops on the hook, and I'm going to do a double crochet. So on this row I started with a double crochet and I've ended in a double crochet. Now I don't think I'm going to do any more rows for the bottom of mine. I think I've reached the length I want it to be, because I'm going to go once around the whole cardigan. So I'm going to just do a little chain 1 here and cut my yarn. If you need to do more rows when you turn your work, you will be doing 3 double crochets into that cluster, 3 double crochets into the next one, and ending with 3 double crochets. But I'm just going to get my work turned around, so that's fine for the length. And now what I want to do is, starting with this side of my work, I want to go all the way around the cardigan, so that I have a little bit of finish, because remember we did extra panels on the back to give a bit of space for the neck, so we need a few rows now to bring the 2 sides into the same as the back. So what I'm going to do is turn my work around this way and into this chain 3 space here. I'm going to join my yarn just by making a slip knot, inserting my hook into that chain 3 space and doing a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then place another 2 double crochets in there for a total of 3. Then we move to our next space and do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And this is all we're going to do all along this front panel, inserting our hook into each space and doing 3 double crochets for our granny stitch. So if you want to work your way along all the way to the top, and when you get to the top I will meet you here to show you how we're going to work this part of the cardigan. So I'll meet you back here soon. Okay, I'm back. I'm almost at my corner at the top of my cardigan. I've got 3 double crochets to put into this space. And then when you get to the corner space, you're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, a chain 2, and another 3 double crochets back in that space to keep the corner. And that will give you your corner. And then we're going to work our way to the shoulder now. So into the next space, we're going to do 3 double crochets. Into the next space, 3 double crochets. And into the next space, 3 double crochets. And then this middle join, we're going to skip that and move to this next space here with 3 double crochets. The next space, 3 double crochets. The next space, 3 double crochets. Next space, 3 double crochets. And then we have this middle panel here where we will do 3 double crochets here and 3 double crochets there, missing out this middle bit like we did for the bottom. So 3 double crochets here and 3 double crochets there, not in the treble crochet there. And then the next one will be 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets. When you come to the corner shoulder, it's 3 double crochets there and 3 double crochets there. But I'll meet you back just before we get to that corner bit. Don't forget to miss out this join double crochet and just 3 double crochets in each space either side. Okay, I'm here at the shoulder seam now, so I'm going to place my 3 double crochets in there. 1, 2, 3, and then we're skipping over this middle bit and jumping into our next chain 3 space with our cluster of 3 double crochets. Just turn this around a bit. Now into the next space, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. The next space, 3 double crochets. And then we're at the corner space now, so it's 3 double crochets, a chain 2 and 3 double crochets all in that corner space to make your corner. 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets. And now all you have to do is work your way along the other side, doing 3 double crochets into each space, and I will meet you back when I'm almost to the end of this side. Okay, I'm almost to the end of this side. I've got 2 more clusters, I think, to do of 3 double crochets. So that's 2, 3 double crochets, and then into this final space, 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 2 and put 3 more double crochets in here, as I think I'm going to go along the bottom one more time, just to make one row of it going all the way around the cardigan. So that's finished that corner off nicely. And now I'm going to just place a double crochet into every space all along the bottom. And then when I'm almost at the other end, I will meet you back to show you how we're going to finish off this round all the way around the cardigan. So keep going all the way along the bottom and I'll meet you back soon. Okay, I've come up to the corners. So we did 3 double crochets to start. So to finish this corner, we need to do 3 double crochets, chain 2 and slip stitch to the top of that first double crochet that we did. And that finishes that round off nicely and it's nice and square. I'm going to do, I'm just going to see how much my cardigan has come in with going round once. I think that's more or less enough for me. It's not quite closed, but that doesn't matter. I don't mind it open slightly. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go around the whole cardigan and I'm going to put 1 single crochet in every single stitch. So if you want to join with me and do this, we're going to chain 1, and in that very first double crochet that we did, we're going to place a single crochet in that stitch. So don't yarn over, just insert your hook into the stitch, grab the yarn, pull through 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, then go into the next double crochet and single crochet, and the next double crochet and single crochet. So we have like 3 clusters for each little group. If you just count 1, 2, 3 for each cluster, you'll know that you've put the right amount of double crochets in. 1, 2, 3, and that just gives it like a slightly better finish. If you look at that compared to that, it just looks a little bit neater. So you carry on placing 1 single crochet in every stitch. When we get to the top corner, I will meet you back to show you how we're going to work that corner. Okay, I'm coming up to the corner here. So I'm going to do my 3 single crochets in these 3 double crochets. And then in the chain 2 space, I'm going to do a single crochet, a chain 1 and another single crochet, and that will be our corner. And then off we go into our next 3 double crochets, placing our single crochets in, and that you can see makes the corner nice and square still. So work your way along, putting 1 single crochet into every single double crochet. Work the second corner the same. You'll do your single crochets in your 3 double crochets, a single crochet, a chain 1 and a single crochet in the corner space, and then work your way all the way down the second side. And I will be back when you get to the end of the other side to show you how we're going to turn there and come back up the other way. Okay, I've come to my last cluster of 3 here at the bottom of this side. So that's my 3 single crochets. Then we're going to do a single crochet, a chain 1 and a single crochet into that corner space. And then we're going to place 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way along the bottom. And when you get to the other side, I'll show you how we're going to finish that corner off and what we're going to do next. Okay, so I'm almost at the corner now. I've got 3 more single crochets to put into these double crochets, and now we're at the corner space. So we started here on the first cluster with a single crochet. So what we're going to do is into the chain 2 space, do our single crochet, a chain 1 and a single crochet, and then we can draw the yarn up and snip it, and just take our darning needle and finish this stitch off by inserting our hook into the top of that double crochet and back through the next stitch and back again the other way. That finishes that off, and then just weave the end in, going back and forth through a few stitches just to secure your work. Once more. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do exactly what we did, placing a single crochet around every stitch into our sleeves as well, so they all look the same, because it just looks so much neater after doing those single crochets. So go ahead and place a single crochet into each stitch on your sleeves on both sides, and then we're pretty much done. I will be back to show you what my finished cardigan looks like. I'm not sure at this stage if I'm going to add a few more rows before doing my single crochet row. I'm going to go and try my cardigan on, and I'm going to decide then, and then I will be back to show you my finished cardigan. Also, once you've done your single crochets around the sleeves, you need to weave in all your ends, which is a horrible job, I know. I've got to do the same, but I will be back to show you my cardigan once it's finished. So see you all again soon. Okay, so I've actually done a few rows round and round my cardigan. I think I did 3 rows in total of single crochets all the way around both sides and around the bottom. And now I'm back where I started in the corner space, and what I'm going to do is one final round just to make the edge look a little bit different to just leaving it like single crocheted. So I've slip stitched into the corner space here, and now what I'm going to do is a chain 1 and into the next stitch just slip stitch, then again chain 1 into the next stitch, slip stitch, chain 1 into the next stitch, slip stitch, and this is all I'm going to do all the way around my cardigan, not along the bottom edge, but around this side, around the neck, and all the way back down to the other side. And what this is doing is just giving, I don't know if you can see it, a little bit of a fancy edge, opposed to just having this straight single crochet row. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, or if you want to, just go ahead doing this, slip stitching into each stitch with a chain 1 in between, and I will meet you back when I've got round to the other end, just to show you how we're going to finally finish up our cardigan. And then all there will be left to do is to sew in all of your ends, and our cardigan will be finished. So we'll see you all here again soon.